Howdy there, folks. In today's video, making some Brussels sprouts and some butternut squash risotto, some good side dishes to a nice dinner. So first, we're going to need some Brussels sprouts. I'm showing you here a special Brussels sprout cutting technique. I guess it's not really that special, but basically, when you cut your Brussels sprouts, cut as little of the little stem off as possible because then the Brussels sprouts stay more intact and the leaves don't fall apart. Once you got your Brussels sprouts cut and washed, I'm gonna boil some water here, and I'm gonna put the Brussels sprouts and let them blanch in the water for a couple minutes, just like 2 minutes or so. Don't want to cook them too long, so they'll get super mushy. Then we're gonna let the Brussels sprouts sit there and steam, chill out for a bit. Don't want, a bunch of water on the Brussels sprouts because we're gonna roast them. So go ahead and just set those off to the side and let them steam. And in the meantime, I'm gonna cook off some bacon. Lining up a baking sheet. And the trick here is to put the bacon in a cold oven, like a non-preheated oven, and then turn the oven on because then this allows the bacon to render out the fat better. As you can see, look at that. That is some good looking bacon, if I do say so myself. Then, since this is butternut squash risotto, I have some butternut squash here that's already like pre-diced and everything, and I'm just gonna season it with some salt and pepper. On the same baking tray that had the bacon, I left a lot of the bacon grease in there, because that is the good stuff. But we're gonna go ahead and roast this butternut squash in the oven. I think I cooked it for about 25-30 minutes. Want it to be fork tender. So yeah, and the Brussels sprouts, been letting them steam, and I kind of put some paper towel in there, which was kind of a epic fail, as the kids these days would say, but made sure there's no paper towel in there before I cooked them. But yeah, you want them to be super dry because we want to roast them and be crispy. So after they're dry, added some olive oil and some salt and pepper, more olive oil in a pan. Then you want to be generous with the oil. This is not a low-fat Brussels sprout recipe, but it is a good one. Then you're going to put them cut side down on your baking tray. Very important. And make sure you also put plenty of space. May have to do 2 sheets, which is what I ended up having to do for the amount of Brussels sprouts I have, but giving them the space is key for your crispy Brussies. And then you're going to just let them roast in a 425-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Here I'm making a sauce for the Brussels sprouts. Now, you can really kind of make whatever you want. You can have the Brussels sprouts plain, but I'm mixing up some balsamic, some chutney, soy sauce, honey, Dijon, making a vinaigrette, whisking the crap out of it. Want it to emulsify. And again, I don't like giving specific measurements. It's up to you whether you want to make a sauce. Then moving on to the risotto, I have 2 cups of risotto, and I'm cooking in the Instantpot. I feel like it's the easiest. Then I added 4 quarts of stock. You can use whatever kind of stock you want. And then I added a cup and a half, or actually a cup of water and half a cup of vermouth. Season it with salt and pepper. Then cook it on high for 6 minutes. Then I'm just going to brown up some butter that's going to be in the risotto. Very easy. Just cook it till it gets dark color. Don't want to cook it too long. Oh yeah, look at that. After 30 minutes, those are some crispy Brussels sprouts. Really good. I was very impressed. Definitely the best Brussels sprouts I've ever made. Now for the risotto, when it's done, added your butternut squash. I just mashed it up. Browned butter, bacon, and then some maple syrup. Add just a little bit. You might think to yourself that seems weird, but trust me when I tell you it's what you might call a pro gamer move. It's very nice with the risotto. Season with salt and pepper, of course, to your preference. added a bunch of Parmesan cheese. That is your risotto. And I must say, this was quite a delightful dinner. I served it with some pan-seared pork chops, but you can have it whatever you like. Yeah, definitely recommend this recipe. Very easy as well. And I will leave the specific uh, measurements for the risotto in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.